welcome back to my channel, Jamie Fran Colors. I'm Jamie, and today we're working on our week 3 of our encaustic painting, kind of trial and error learning process type of thing for me. So encaustics are painting with wax, and so all these waxes are hot, and you gotta be careful, okay? So I have these tiles down that are heat resistant so that I'm not going to burn anything up. And ideally I should be doing this in my garage, but it was so freaking cold, so I do have windows open. My kids are not home, so I am being safe because we want good ventilation and we want to make sure we're not having a fire hazard. So I have prepped this piece of wood with joint compound, let it dry, I've sanded it, and now I've put a layer of white encaustic paint over it, and now I am fusing it. Every time we add another layer of color or wax or something, we have to heat it and fuse it to the layers underneath. So that's what I'm doing here, is you just have to heat it till it's shiny. But my heat gun is not very good, so it takes me a minute to do that. So I love it. I don't know, there's something fascinating to me about encaustic painting, and I'm reading several books about it, and I just want to try out some of those things that I'm reading about. I will link the books that I have down in the description box down below. I don't know why it's so fascinating to me. It's a very old art that's kind of coming back, and it's for like the ones I like to look at, and the things are pretty abstract, and I don't know, I really like them. So as for brushes, these are some pretty cheap brushes I got off Amazon. They do have to be natural hair brushes so that you don't melt them because you're working with hot liquid. So I'm making sure that the wood is cool. I need it to be cool for what I'm going to do next. I want to do kind of like a dry brushing type of technique. So the wax that I'm working on has to be cool so that I get that dry brush effect that I'm looking for. So here we go. And it wasn't, I don't know, the first few times I touched it, I got more paint than I wanted. So it is a little thicker down there. I decided to just kind of play with it, maybe put more color down there, and then get lighter as I work to the top. So I'm using a different brush for each color. So I've got blue and some greens, and I'm going to put some yellow as well. And we're going to kind of make an abstract tree, forest, light kind of coming through kind of thing. So I think I'm putting a little yellow in there now. Oh, here we go. Here's yellow. So I want the yellow to be thicker at the top and then get more dry brushy and stuff as we get in there. So I'm just playing. I really didn't have too much of a plan, except I knew I wanted to try kind of the dry brushing type of technique. So again, I have to fuse, so I'm just heating it till it's glossy and fusing those colors underneath. And again, I have to wait for it to cool so that I can do more dry brushing. I'm putting a clear layer of wax on and fusing it again. Putting that clear in there kind of makes it milky looking and kind of, I don't know, ethereal or something. But here we go. I'm grabbing some more blue, and I'm being very light-handed with it and putting it around the edges and just fusing every time, fusing. More of that green. I decided that a darker green would be nice to have like some shading or something, but I felt like this color was too dark. It was darker than I was thinking, and then I was like, oh no, and so I put lighter green over the top of it, and I was like, I'm just gonna work with it. I'm just gonna deal, you know. And then I'm fusing. And now something sad happened. I messed up some of my footage. So I've carved that tree type thing, tree in there. So that is like, it's carved in there, just like we did last week. And I'm using the same oil stick that I used last week to put some color in the den of which I've carved. So using gloved hands again, because I don't want the paint all over my fingers. And using a paper towel again to scrape off the excess oil paint. I'm like, okay, it kind of looks like a tree, I can see it. But it is abstract. Okay. I'm like, I need a little darker. And then we have to fuse, always fusing. All right, so I'm grabbing some more green and just dry brushing again. I'm just building layers. I'm just playing with it. I'm just trying to figure this out a little bit and get something that I like. And I do. And I like the way that the wax layers and you get actual depth, because you have colors down there, there's kind of a 3D effect that I really like about encaustics. And I like that I can put that white over and just kick anything back. I just really, really like that. And you get that kind of milky, maybe this is, back there a little bit. You're looking at it from a distance. Or you're looking through some fog or some glass. I just kind of like that look that putting those layers of clear encaustic brings. And so I do several layers of this. I thought I'd put a little extra on the corners, and then I kind of I needed it to blend and melting, and then wax was dripping off the side, and then I had a hole, and then I was trying to fill the hole, and you live and you learn. So I think I got the wax too warm, and it just ran right off the side. So I was like, put a little yellow in there to try to bring it back a little bit. But overall, I like it. I think it turned out really pretty. It's obviously abstract and kind of misty in a way, but I like it. I do. And of course, there's puddles of wax on those tiles, but gratefully they're on the tiles and not on my desk. So it's great. I'm just waiting for it to cool. Yeah. And it's stuck to the desk. So I've got to pry it up, but it's going to come. I hope you guys have an awesome week and weekend. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.